What's up, everybody? It's Ben Zentera from Solar Reviews. Today I'll be giving you a crash course on solar financing, and I'll hopefully be able to provide a good explanation of the various ways to pay for a solar panel installation, including our recommendation for the best one. There are a few different ways to pay for home solar panels: a cash purchase, a solar loan, a lease, or a power purchase agreement. Each of these options comes with its own pros and cons, and can affect how much money you save when you switch to solar. Let's dive into each option one at a time. Let's start off strong with the easiest and most efficient way to buy solar panels: paying cash. Paying cash for solar gives you the highest long-term savings, complete ownership over the system, and best of all, freedom. Freedom, meaning no worrying about high interest payments, being in debt, or any of those pesky fees. The only real downside to a cash purchase is that you'll need to fork over a pretty large amount of money upfront. The average solar installation can cost upwards of $20,000. This option is best for homeowners who want to go solar and have the money to do so. But if you don't have that kind of cash on hand, you might need to look into the financing route, which leads me to option number 2. When someone mentions solar financing, they're most likely referring to a solar loan. Solar-specific loans work pretty much the same way any other loan would. A lender pays out your quoted amount to the installer, then you must pay back that amount in monthly installments, plus interest. Most solar installers partner with solar financing companies, which makes the process a lot easier on homeowners. But you can always try to seek out your own financing for solar for yourself, either through a solar-specific lender or a home equity loan from your bank or credit union. Solar loans can be a great investment. They're convenient. You get all the available solar incentives and ownership of your system, and you still save money on your electric bills. Now, back when interest rates were very low, I used to think a loan was the best way to pay for solar because you get the benefits of ownership while not tying up a lot of cash into the purchase. You paid off the cost of the system over time while offsetting those payments with electricity bill savings. But things have changed a bit in the last few years. These days, lower interest solar loans can come with hefty dealer fees that can increase the principal of the loan by 20 or 30, sometimes even 50%. Trust me, I've seen it, and it's ludicrous. Taking a loan with no dealer fee means you'll end up with a high interest rate. Solar installers that responded to our solar industry survey report an average of around 10% interest for a 20-year solar loan. One more thing to watch out for: many solar loans start out with low monthly payments for at least the first 18 months, but then they require you to pay down the loan by the total value of the federal solar tax credit to keep those low payments. Don't let all this discourage you. Loans can still be a great option for homeowners who want solar and have decent credit, but don't have all that money to pay for it upfront. Last up are solar leases and power purchase agreements, or PPAs for short. The reason I'm lumping these options together is because they're incredibly similar, with the exception of one key difference that I'll get into later. Solar leases and PPAs are long-term agreements between a homeowner and a solar provider. In a nutshell, you end up paying a solar company a monthly fee in exchange for them installing solar panels on your roof that will produce electricity to offset your utility bill. If you ever see the term free solar floating around anywhere, a solar lease or PPA is likely what they're referring to. These financing options require no money down. You are essentially just swapping a portion of your utility bill for a solar bill. So it's technically free to start, but you have to pay, one way or another. Like I mentioned before, solar leases and PPAs are very similar. The main difference between the two is how you pay for them. With a solar lease, you pay a flat fee each month. For instance, if you were paying an average of $150 per month for electricity before going solar, you might pay a $125 monthly solar lease payment instead, which should save you a little money over time. With a PPA, you're basically buying each kilowatt hour of solar power you use. So if you were paying 15 cents per kilowatt hour of electricity before solar, a PPA might cost you 12 cents per kilowatt hour of solar generated. With either of these financing options, the total monthly solar payment is meant to be slightly lower than what your monthly electricity bill was before installing solar. So you're still getting a little savings. Just understand that both of these options usually lead to the lowest savings compared to other ways to pay for solar. And because you're not going to end up as the owner of the system, you don't get the direct benefit of all the incentives and rebates that might be in your area. Those go to the solar company instead. That doesn't mean that leases and PPAs are all bad. For example, because the solar company owns the system, they're responsible for any maintenance and repairs that occur during the entire term of the agreement. They can also benefit homeowners who can't qualify for a loan or the federal solar tax credit and plan to be in their homes for the length of the solar agreement. But you have to be careful to choose the right solar company because you're really committing to a relationship with them that will essentially last as long as a mortgage. And while you can transfer these agreements to a new homeowner, a high lease payment with a long contract can make it harder to sell your home. Well, those are all the ways to buy solar. If you want my opinion, the most beneficial way to buy solar right now is by paying it all off at once in a cash purchase. You get the best price, all the incentives, and add immediate value to your home. But everyone's situation is unique. A loan, lease, or PPA might end up being a better fit for you. When you're shopping around for solar quotes from local installers, be sure to ask for both a cash and a financing quote, and consult trusted financial advisors to determine which is the best option for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and check out one of our other videos, like these.